Beware the rise of luxury poverty, for many have fallen into its trap. And it is very much tied into the system that is coming. And the majority of people who are falling for all the distractions, they are not paying attention, they have eyes but do not see, they have ears but do not hear, they are going to fall into so many of the traps that are coming. And one of the main traps that I've been seeing people fall into, especially in my entrepreneurial journey, paying attention to what people are doing with their brands, businesses, money, all that stuff going on online, is the trap of luxury poverty.
Jesus, I will sing your praises forevermore.
You may open your social media and think to yourself, how does everybody have more money than me? And maybe some people do. For sure, everybody has different situations. People have different income. People have different family situations. What you are very possibly seeing in many cases are people that have a whole lot of debt, people that have a higher credit line than you have, people that have many more loans than you have, people that are stuck in a perpetual cycle of buy now, pay later. But because when we open social media, all we see is the package, the outside of the package, and we don't see all of the things that went into putting it together, it can appear that everybody else has more than we do. And what does that do? It creates a sense of urgency to get on the same level as everybody else. And it can create a sense of discontentment. It can create covetousness, jealousy. There's a whole slew of things, insecurity. And unfortunately, I really do believe that this is on purpose. I think it's on purpose at a very high level. I think it's on purpose in the spiritual realm. For those of you who know, you know. And I also think it's very much on purpose from a marketing sense. There are a lot of marketing tactics that are very manipulative, right? There's scarcity marketing, which is used all over social media. And then there's luxury poverty marketing, which I don't know if that's an actual phrase, but we're going to use it. I hear a lot of people say that the core of the problem today is that people are financially illiterate. And I would 100% agree that people are, right? They teach us all sorts of math we don't need in school, but they really don't teach financial literacy. And so I do think that that is a big part of the problem. However, I would say that people have a little more financial literacy than we give them credit for, and that the problem is that their brain is overriding the logic and the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding and the literacy that they do have, and their brain is overriding it when they see certain things on social media. Our little dive into the deep end moment here. So for those of you who haven't immediately clicked off this video and you're still hanging with me, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is it possible that there are some higher level things going on with some of these companies where they are utilizing things in the spiritual realm in their marketing and their ads, and there's stuff attached to this that is beyond just physical psychology? I just want to remind you guys of some of the resources I have. I have my Redeeming Wealth book in paperback and hardcover on Amazon, God's Blueprint for Healing Finances and Building Online Income in a Shifting World. I also have my 30-day online income clarity challenge. I have my Crack the Code Foundations course, Your First $1,000 and Beyond, online. And I have my YouTube Masterclass, and both courses come with a private Skool community. We have the YouTube Masterclass Collective and the Legacy Builders group. You can find all of the links for these things in the description box and pinned in the comments, and I hope to see some of you out there. Now, back to the video. I have watched so many other content creators, online business and brand owners crash out and crash out hard, who really built something. Why? Why is that happening? Part of it is that we feel like we have to represent a life that matches the resources that are coming in. So a lot of this comes back to that lack of wisdom that I always talk about, which in turn leads to a lack of stewardship. When we are not in communion with our Creator and allowing the Lord to be the CEO of whatever we're doing, and we're not having those business meetings, and we're not surrendering it in humility under His Lordship, we can go all sorts of directions very, very quickly. I know for me, apart from the Lord, I am capable of making very unwise decisions, okay? That would be my track record. But he has been so faithful as I have prayed for an increase of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. He has been so faithful to answer my prayer. And as he has increased wisdom in my life, I've realized how sweet it is. When the Bible talks about the price of wisdom, how precious wisdom is, the cost of wisdom, I never connected to exactly what that was talking about until the Lord began to pour wisdom into my being. Having wisdom is like having access to a grove of treasure, just a grove of jewels and gold as far as the eye can see. Why did rulers from all these kingdoms on the earth come to Solomon and pay him very, very large amounts of money and resources and goods for his wisdom? Because wisdom is priceless. And so what we're seeing is people acting apart from wisdom. They don't know how to steward things. They're not asking God what to do with all of the blessings and all of the things that are coming into their life. And so what we think because of social media is I need to have everything in my life match what's coming in. This is one of the fastest ways to end up in luxury poverty. More loans, more credit, more material goods, bigger square footage, fancier car, all the little trinkets, all of the trends, everything that's trending on TikTok, I gotta have it. More plastic, more stuff, more, until poverty befalls you. There could be $4 million sitting in my accounts and nobody would know based on what they see, based on the square footage of the house, based on the type of car, based on the things that I purchase. They would not know. This can be on a big scale. People who have these brands and businesses, this can be on any scale, because this can be us getting just sucked into that. I have to have that too. All of the cool kids have it and I have to have it too. We've all had this experience, friends. I remember going through in 7th and 8th grade in particular. I'm sure many of you relate to the tragedy that is 7th and 8th grade. But I remember looking at those girls, the popular girls, sitting at that table in that cafeteria with a certain type of haircut and a certain type of clothes and certain keychains and a certain binder, as if I could just somehow figure out how to match that. I remember they all got this Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera haircut. And I've always had long hair my whole life. I just always loved long hair. It always reminded me of a princess, especially on older women. I always just loved long hair. So this one time in my life, because all of them cut their hair to their shoulder, I decided to cut my hair, and the unbelievable instant regret. For me, it was always so short-lived because I remember feeling like I wanted to crawl out of my skin because it just wasn't me. We all do this, whether we're in 7th grade or we're 40 years old or we're 28 years old or we're 70 years old. It is tempting to see other people getting things and have this thought, well, I need that to be somebody, and I promise you that you don't. God wants to use the resources that he pours into our life for righteousness. He wants us to steward them away in a way that adds beauty to the world, that blesses the people around us, that gives glory to his name, that brings pieces and aspects of the kingdom to earth as it is willed in heaven. We are called to be people of another kingdom, set apart from the ways of the world. So I just want to encourage you. When we are faithful in a little, God can entrust us with more. So if you are looking to build something, One of the aspects that we have to look at is, what am I doing with what I have right now? However small it feels to you, what am I doing with what God has put in my hands right now? Is He able to trust me with what I have right now so that He can trust me with more, so that He can open up the storehouse of heaven and bring more blessing and more resources into my life, because He knows that I am going to act in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Make that assessment, make that audit today. You do not need to put the ugly junk that everybody has on buy now, pay later. I promise. You need to be in connection with your Creator, and you need to be allocating the resources that He's putting into your life well, so that as He brings fresh inspiration, fresh motivation into your heart and into your mind, and He's asking you to build things and do things with the work of your hands, that He can trust you with the next stage of the journey. So I pray that this video inspired you today. I want to thank you so much for taking a piece of your precious day to spend it here with me. I appreciate you very, very much. And Lord willing, I will see each and every one of you beautiful and precious souls right here on the next one. Bye, friends.